Hi, I'm Bill Bradley. Join me for a recent excerpt of American Voices. But first, American Voices airs on Sunday mornings, so we're curious how people spend their mornings. So we asked the host and creative director of MSNBC Live, Luke Russert, what do you do on Sunday mornings? Here's what he told us.
Hi, this is Luke Russert, and this is how I spend my Sunday morning. On Sunday mornings, my wife and I, we try to make it to Sunday Mass, give thanks for all that we are blessed with. And after that, we find ourselves some fresh eggs and some fresh bacon. And it allows us the opportunity to reflect upon the week that was, have some moments in time with ourselves and the dogs, and then really set ourselves up for the week ahead. I think there's times when the eggs and bacon center me because it's a constant and it's not so much just the taste of the food, it's the preparation. It's a slower preparation. It's not rushed. It's the idea that my wife and I were going to cook this together and we're going to enjoy each other's company. And it allows us a time in the week to really talk and connect. We try to put our phones away. We try to have good music going on. So the food takes on a meaning of a reset. And Sundays can be stressful for an NFL fan, particularly one of the Buffalo Bills. But in that time, I can give the attention my wife and dogs deserve before I disappear for a number of hours in the game ahead. When I was a young child, my parents would take me to the Catholic Mass, and I didn't really know why we were there. I would look up at the stained glass windows and look at the altar, and there was different smells, the priests throwing in the air and whatnot, frankincense and stuff. But I remember asking my father when I was young, why do we do this? Why do we go to this kind of odd place for an hour every week? And he had a very simple answer, which I've always carried with me, which is, well, you've been blessed with so many things. It's a good idea to take an hour to think about it, and you can make that time in your week. So I've always tried to do that. Not always been perfect, but I think Sunday morning in its pace sets us up well for that type of reflection and really having a sense of community, but also a sense of gratitude. I think gratitude is incredibly important, and it's something that as I age, I've tried to draw from. I believe that when you take a moment to breathe, when you take a moment to contemplate, and you think about all the blessings that you have in life, it makes it easier to live. I've been around the world. I'm fortunate that I've been to over 75 countries. And I've found that the people who are at most at peace are the ones who are very thankful and happy for what they have. And oftentimes it's not material possessions, it's community, or it's just a sense of being and a sense of living. And sort of seeing people in a place of worship come together for a greater good and a greater understanding. I think that there is some continuity. I think you see a lot of the same priests, you see a lot of the same volunteers. There's one guy who likes to stick the collection basket right in my chest. I know his face very well. But I do think that there's something that's reassuring about seeing people on a weekly basis, and it's a very confined but still warm relationship done before, in this case, I would say the eyes of God. You're a very different person when you leave Sunday Mass. My wife and I joke that we try to keep those halos around us for as long as possible. Sometimes they might be there for 10 minutes, sometimes they might be there for 10 hours. It all depends. But I'm inspired not only to do better, but a lot of the grievances or a lot of the things that I find to be annoying in life kind of fall away a little bit. And I think that's important that we recenter ourselves. And oftentimes we don't think about, well, just life is a blessing and your little victories are blessings. And I seem to find myself thinking more about that after I've gone to Mass. I'm a big believer that you do have to have a day of rest during the week. But I go back to as a child, I always associated Sunday with that moment of relaxation, which is ironic because my father worked on Sunday mornings at Meet the Press. But I think it's because after that was done, when Meet the Press was over, those hours on Sunday, starting at about 11 a.m. and through the evening, were really the time of the week where he would unplug. So maybe that's rubbed off on me in a good way. But I really try not to work on Sundays. I will get prepared in the evenings for things that are coming up, but I really try to focus on family and faith and what brings you joy.
That was Luke Russert. He's the host and creative director of MSNBC Live. His book is called Look for Me There, Grieving My Father, Finding Myself. Thank you for listening to American Voices here on my YouTube channel. For more interviews celebrating the goodness and creativity of the American people, click the subscribe button below.